What's up, everybody, and welcome to our first holiday special here at Under the Hood. And I am joined by the man who knows how to dress and impress for any occasion, including Christmas, Dominic Franchella. Dom, thanks for being here, buddy. I love the suit. It's awesome as always. I always love to see what you dress up for during Christmas. It's one of the things I look forward to when I come to the office.
Well, thanks for having me. I have my Christmas suit on today, but I'm looking forward to this episode because we're going to talk all about Christmas and really the spirit of Christmas. That's what's most important.
Absolutely. I definitely have a lot of cool questions, some fun ones, but we're going to keep it on theme here for the holidays. So stick around to the end. We'll also be doing an end of the year episode before the first of the year. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But otherwise, let's jump right into it. So I want to start with what does the holiday season really look like for you personally versus professionally?
Well, it's pretty hard to separate because
I know
I consider everybody here my family, but I would tell you personally, Christmas time to me has been special ever since I'm a little boy, and kind of have carried the tradition on with my daughters. So personally, it's all about everybody goes into the hustle and bustle and craziness, but having my two daughters together, having my brother, sister, we have Christmas Eve together. And I try to Christmas week wind down as much as I can to actually enjoy the holidays, and over the years learn to do that and not rush. Here, it's kind of challenging because you want to make sure you're still taking care of your guests and your customers, and you're closing out a year. But we try to really keep the holiday spirit here. We make sure the showroom and the dealership is decorated right after Thanksgiving. We have a holiday party lunch for our employees and team members. But try to keep the holiday spirit here, with Christmas music starting the day after Thanksgiving, which some of us like, some of us don't.
I have a question coming up about that.
But yeah, it's hard to separate, but I do. But it's really a special time for me. It's probably my favorite time of the year, like many. Halloween being a close second.
I was gonna say, where's the race on that one? Because I think I feel like every holiday, like we'll do one this for St. Patrick's Day. Like we got to show every side of you and how every one of these holidays you come up with something, whether it's an outfit or a vibe or some type of party or event. So we'll definitely be doing more of those. What do you think is like the most memorable moment that you've had, or something that really sticks out to you over the years, whether it's personally or professionally? You could talk about both, but just something that, whenever I think about Christmas, I have certain memories that always pop into my head. Do you have the same? Like, do you have memories that just...
Yeah, I mean, personally, it's from when I was a little kid. Christmas Eve in the Italian household is really Christmas. Christmas Day, other than, when your kids waking up and seeing what Santa brought you, Christmas Eve is the big holiday. And the memories I have are just, when I was young with my brother and sister, being so eager to wake up that morning and see what Santa Claus brought us. But we had a unique tree. We every year got a real tree. Never went to a fake tree. And my parents had a rotating gold stand.
Oh wow!
So as a young kid, it played music, and the tree would completely rotate. Wow! And I think if I would have to say the biggest memory I have of a Christmas gift I got. Back when I was a kid, there was something called electric football, which was nothing more than a board that vibrates, and it looked like a football field.
Really?
And you had, different teams. and for some reason I wanted it so bad, and I don't know if I probably was around 9 years old, and I woke up and my God, I was over the top in joy that I got this Christmas gift.
That's that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, so was it because I played a lot of retro games? Is it literally like a board that would sit on this table and does it light up at all?
So it would plug in,
Yeah.
and you'd have two teams, and you'd have a felt ball,
Oh
and
wow.
you'd put the felt ball on one of the players,
Yeah.
and then until that player got touched by the other team,
Yeah.
you would,
That's
the
cool.
board would vibrate, the players would move. If you wanted to throw a pass, the quarterback, you had the felt ball with an arm that would move, and you'd put it on, and then stop it wherever you wanted your receivers. And if you hit the receiver, you would put the ball in his hands, and he would start going until the other team touched him. So it was a vibrating board, but just Google it. They still
I'm
have
gonna
them
have
around.
to.
Actually, I bought one.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say I'm definitely gonna Google it. I guess follow-up question that is how many people did you hustle playing that game?
No, it was like my brother's favorite game, and the crazy thing is the teams that we got are the teams that we became fans of. So
Oh wow.
I was enamored by the Cleveland Browns colors and uniform.
That's so funny because
So
you
I'm a
wouldn't think.
Cleveland Brown fan.
Wow.
And he had the Green Bay Packers, so he's a Green Bay Packer fan.
That is so funny that it just like you guys just fell in love with the
Yeah.
that's so cool, man. Getting back to some of the business stuff, how do you think the holiday season really affects sales and service? I know some years it's been crazy when we've done like holiday sales and things like that, but over the years, what's the trend? Are
Yeah, I would tell you over the years it's really changed. So think about a true Black Friday.
people? Yeah,
If you go back, I don't know how many years ago exactly, Black Friday was the biggest thing in the world. It
know.
wasn't Black Friday week. It wasn't Black Friday month.
Yeah.
It was Black Friday, right?
Yeah.
Where people would rush to stand in line to get these deals.
they would camp. They would camp out at department stores.
and actually we used to have that. We used to have a Black Friday special
Remember.
that people would literally line up here before we opened up. I mean, over the years, because of business and retail, they turned Black Friday into a week, a month,
Yeah.
Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's true.
So I think that has some way affected the business where it's not like it used to be for Black Friday. But a lot of people buy vehicles, whether it's for tax write-offs or business, the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
That's not as busy as it used to be. Listen, this time of year, everybody's busy trying to do things. So I would tell you that service-wise, unless it's an emergency, slows in December. But that's just it's always been people have so many things they have to do for the holidays, and taking care of their vehicle is probably last on the list.
Yeah, unless they have to. And that's a great point too, because I do remember when I first started here, like the Black Friday was Black Friday, like you said, and now it's just kind of become obscured. I feel like they've devalued Black Friday. They've really kind of like taken the steam out of it. Used
That's
to be
for sure.
It's like when you have one night a year and everybody lines up, and now it's every day. People don't have the same sense of urgency. So it is a super interesting point. What's one holiday tradition that you refuse to skip no matter how busy things get for you? I know you're running around in 10 different directions.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve?
So when my parents were alive, Christmas Eve, we would have Christmas Eve dinner at their house. And, we weren't a traditional 7-fish family where, true Italians have the Feast of the Seven Fishes. But we would have 2 or 3 fishes. But we would gather at my parents, my brother and sister, and as we had families, our families. And that has never been missed. So,
Wow.
unfortunately, my father passed away 24 years ago, and my mother 12. So once we didn't have the family house anymore, my brother, sister, and I rotate for Christmas Eve, and we never miss one. And actually, it's all of the kids. That's their favorite holiday. That tradition will never go away.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. A lot of people, especially with COVID and stuff too, like weren't able to see family members and stuff. So I think having a running tradition that's lasted is just an incredible. You don't hear about it as much anymore. People are all over the place, but you know, you're lucky enough to have family and everyone's kind of stayed close, which I think is really unique about your family. It's just you guys are all one unit in one place and all show up for one another. So we talked about kind of like the best present you've probably gotten. What's the worst? What's the worst present someone's ever gotten you? You don't have to say it if you don't want to, but I figured
I'll be honest.
does
Listen,
it stick?
I'll be honest with you. I can't even remember one. I would have to think.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how I look at any present. Just a card or anything. Someone is giving you something. So, maybe it's not exactly what you wanted, but
Yeah.
it's a gift.
The thought that counts.
And I'd have to really think. I don't even know what the worst present is that I ever got.
Yeah, or
I
just
think
the
every
most
present is special.
just the most odd, like, oh my God, I would have never expected this person to get me this. Like, where did you even come up with this? I've had people give me things where I'm just like, this is so, thank you, but this is so far out of the realm of what I would ever thought. So it is just funny. Sometimes people
I'd have to think. I mean, I can't even think of it.
So when it comes back to the holidays, and you mentioned your mom and dad, and I'm at the same point with my grandparents that are no longer here. So do you think that the holidays kind of bring out the best, the worst? And when I say the worst, I mean that it can be a really sad time too. Like I know my mom specifically goes through at least a day on Christmas Eve where she's pretty sad and everything else because, you think about your family and what was and what's now, and it's tough. So how do you handle that moving forward with your kids?
Yeah. So, listen, unfortunately, as we get older, our parents get older, our grandparents get older. So, it's the cycle of life.
It is.
Christmas Eve was so close to when my dad passed away. He passed away on December 21st.
Oh, wow.
So, there is sadness. There's sadness of missing my mom, my dad,
Yeah.
not being here. But I think the joy of Christmas and knowing that they're here in spirit is the most important thing. And listen, people make it what they want to make it. I mean, it could be the worst of holidays because they miss loved ones. But it also could be the best of holidays if they remember the life they have and the memories they have. So I think it really depends on the person and what they make it. And, I choose to make it my most favorite holiday. It starts after Thanksgiving. As you know, I have a different holiday outfit every day.
Yeah, you do.
And, I start Christmas then. And people are, as life goes on, going to be with us and not with us. But if you hold the true spirit of Christmas inside, you'll always make it your best and not your worst.
That is true, and I gotta say some of the stuff, and I know it's not really like our merch per se, and there's nothing, but this right here says a lot with even the pins you'd pass out. I believe everything else, the Christmas spirit. I think there really is that element to it where it is what you make of it, and what you put out is what you receive. So
yeah, I mean, so believe, right?
yeah.
Believe in something,
Yep.
right? So, I believe.
Yeah.
I still believe in Santa Claus. I believe that each and every one of us can be Santa Claus to someone.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if you choose, you could, whether it's to one person, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, you could do something for them. It doesn't have to be a purchased gift. It could be an act of kindness. And you could be Santa Claus to them. You could make their Christmas a little better. So, we talk about Christmas. Christmas in the Christian religion is when Christ was born.
Yeah.
But I also say Merry Christmas to everybody because I think it's a spirit and a time of year that we should celebrate Christmas. So, yeah, I mean, to me, it's about believing. And if you have a positive attitude and believe, I think that you'll always have that spirit. And for me, I just try to touch as many people as I can. I wish I can touch more, but If I just make one person smile, that makes another person smile, that makes another person smile, you'd have the world smiling.
That is true, and I've been lucky enough to been in some of the rooms, like especially Boys and Girls Club. Like we just had those families come in. I mean, like just you really do see these people, just their faces, they light up. You can feel them come back to life when someone that they don't know, have no connection with, and really are just like, there's no reason for this. You know, you make their Christmas very special, which I think is something that I'll always cherish, and I think it's a good experience and a humbling one to realize that you take a step back and go, not everybody has what we have. We're very lucky in the grand, and I feel like people lose sight of that, right? Because everything rolls around and blends together.
And it's become so commercialized,
Yeah,
but, stores start, right after Halloween.
I know.
And it's great, but at the end of the day, I always believe that for me, my happiness and my joy comes from giving. To be able to give to someone something they don't have, or do something for someone that they need. And I think that the mindset of a lot of people is getting, and
Yeah.
I think as a society, if we change that, I think it'd be a better place.
I think so too. And there's so many factors, and one of the things I want to talk about is just being grateful, just being grateful for what you have. Do you want to talk about one thing this year in particular that you're grateful for, either personally, professionally, that's happened this year?
I think whether it's me or anybody else, the number one thing you should be grateful for every day as soon as you wake up is that the Lord blessed you with another day.
True.
Maybe as I've gotten older and friends and relatives have passed, I've learned that don't get up and have a mindset of what you don't have,
Yeah.
because there's so many people, especially at my age, that don't get out of bed or don't have things. So I would tell you the most important thing. I don't know if I learned it this year, but I would tell people to be grateful. And you know something, a person that can't get up has one wish. That one wish every day is to be able to get up and walk around and do things.
Yeah.
People that have that, they might be every morning looking for 100 things.
Yeah.
So I say, one, you talked about it a little bit. Be grateful for the roof over your head,
Yeah.
hot, clean water,
Yeah.
heat, food on the table,
Yep.
a bed to sleep in. And you'd be shocked just in this area how many people don't have that.
I know.
So I would tell you it's gratefulness.
Yeah, no, that definitely is, and I think it's good for parents and things like that to give children perspective on what they have, and to be grateful for what they have. And I guess I want to follow it up with, how do you really kind of keep morale high as we go into the end of the year here, and we're prepping for basically the start of something new. So I know we always do like Christmas parties and things like that, but what are a couple other things that, as a leader of a business, and you're really trying to set the tone to go into next year?
So sometimes it's a hard balance, because when you're running a business and trying to take care of customers, there's certain things that you have to do. But I think one of the things I have learned, I try to, at least a week before Christmas, unless it's a real emergency or catastrophe, I try to stay on the positive side. And if there's something that really happened,
Yeah.
not really get into it with a team member that affected a customer until after the holidays. I try to keep it
It's a nice,
all
nice-
about positive news. There's enough negativity.
It's true.
So, the main thing I would say here is look, it's hard for a lot of people, and we live in a very, very stressful world. And I try my best not to put more stress on people here before Christmas. There's enough time to go around all
Yeah.
year round without the stress of trying to figure out how you're getting everything done, and deal with with other things.
No, and I think that's a really good approach, because I feel like when you work for, a corporation that's not necessarily family owned or doesn't have those values, it doesn't matter what day it is. Could be Christmas Eve, could be it's bang 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 bang, and it's just you beat the dead horse,
It's 365 days of being a number.
Yeah, correct. Couldn't have said it any better. That is a perfect way to put it. And I'm sure a lot of those jobs do experience. I know we experience some chaos around here, but it seems like this year the holiday chaos hasn't been too crazy yet. I know some years we're kind of struggling to get things in and out. But do you think that by the end of this month we'll kind of be at a lull? Do you think it's going to pick back up again starting January? How do you think we're going to go into this new year?
Where's the crystal ball that you bring?
Oh, listen, we'll have we have
You
a whole
should
nother episode.
I'm shocked. You better get either the snow globe or the crystal
Yeah,
ball.
I wish I had a snow globe. That would have
for the
been.
beginning of next year. So I'm going to leave that question and defer it to the next episode on
Okay,
how
so
I think 2026 is going to come. But you'll have to bring the crystal ball for me to look into.
We will, and that'll be exciting. So we'll catch up on that. Let's do something fun here. So what's a holiday movie that's a favorite of yours, and a holiday song that is a favorite?
I'll give you 2 or 3 holiday movies. I mean, one's a classic that if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. It's a Wonderful Life. That's a must. I mean, that's excuse me,
Family.
that's family. But yeah, I would tell you watch it. It's a Wonderful Life. The other great one I like is the original Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
So those are 2 classics. I think if you want to get into, a happy, funny mood, I mean, a classic for me every year is I watch Christmas Vacation. I probably watched it 100 times.
Absolutely.
Or if not more. So I would tell you those are the 3 that every year I try to watch.
Yeah, I know. I gotta say, I'm surprised. Have you ever had a squirrel living in your Christmas tree?
No squirrels in my Christmas tree. So haven't had that.
I was gonna say, you don't cut it open, it busts through all the windows.
Maybe mice in the garage, but no squirrels in the Christmas tree.
It is funny though, because when I do see that scene with Chevy Chase, Clark putting all those lights and everything else, and just clicking it together. Another guy, I'm like, Dom's the type of guy who would spend hours perfecting this Christmas, only to have that one bulb, just and then it'd be something completely different. So it is funny, and we do a lot of decorations down here at the store. So if you're local, if you're in the area, you drive by at night. Not only does our really cool sign light up with the lion, but our Christmas decorations, I think, are above the bar for any other dealership that you'll see around here. So I don't know, could be wrong. Maybe we'll start Christmas wars or something, like with all the
Christmas
dealers on the
wars,
street.
yeah, between dealers. Have a contest.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be great. Listen, we got to do something to keep this marketing alive. With everything kind of slowing down.
Songs.
Yeah, songs.
Listen,
that's what I
have extensive Christmas song lists that, if I mention a lot of them, you'll know them. But I'm going to give you 1 or 2 that you should try to listen to if you haven't. Okay, so one is called Christmas Dream by Perry Como.
I haven't really listened to it.
So listen to Christmas Dream. And the other one I would tell you is Michael Bublé, is one of my favorites, is Maybe This Christmas. So I give you 2 that, you probably or may not know that listen to. Instead of me going into the 25, 30, or 50 Christmas songs I have on my playlist.
Well, I was going to say that the playlist was a note I made because everybody here, you have to get in the Christmas spirit, because Dom has his playlist set up, and like you said earlier, some people I think have different opinions on it, but it doesn't bother me. I always think it's nice to switch it up, but
here's what people don't understand here.
Yeah.
Customers come and go.
Correct.
They're not hearing the same Christmas song. So if you have 50 Christmas songs on there, unfortunately, you're here.
You're going to hear them a couple times.
You're going to hear them a few times, but the customer that comes in and out is only listening to 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about, perspective.
You got to. At the end of the day, it's about the guests, not about us.
It's the guest always comes first, and that is true. Listen, so it's one of those things. It is pretty funny though. Do you think customers like behave differently during the holidays? Do you see people? Are we doing any cars this year that I know people used to come in and buy presents, for their kids and stuff like
They
that, and
still do.
still do.
Quite a few. I mean, I was wondering where you're going with the question. You said, do I think customers behave? I think people behave differently, whether
Yeah.
it's good or bad this time of year.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a naughty and nice list, but yeah, I mean, we've had a number of parents that have come in and, purchased a vehicle for their son or daughter this time of year.
Yeah, I thought that's always
As a
really
matter
cool.
of fact, we're delivering one today that they asked if we can put a red bow on it. So.
Yeah, see, those are still really cool. I think that's one of the coolest things that we put the bows on the cars, and it's a whole big surprise. I mean, that's just got to be unbelievable, that moment for that boy or girl to really just be like, oh man. I mean, I remember the magic I used to have coming running down the stairs, not sleeping at all, because I had to see what was sitting in front of the fireplace. For Christmas, and then the milk and cookies would be half eaten and everything else. And man, my parents were good, man. They kept it on the low for a long time. I think I caught them when I was probably like maybe 10 or 11. I caught them in the act, and I was like, "You guys are taking the cookies. That's not right. These are for Santa Claus. Go to bed. He's not going to show up until you get here." And they're like, "Oh, we're just," and they still played it off. But it is funny because did you really enjoy playing Santa and making it magical for your girls and everything else?
I mean, I just think about those times, the memories I have of my daughters getting up early on Christmas morning and coming downstairs and seeing all the presents from Santa Claus and opening them and like screaming, "Mom and Dad,
Yeah.
look at what I have."
Yeah.
Those were the things that I remembered as a child and tried to carry them on. And to be honest with you, my wife is Mrs. Claus, and I'm still Santa Claus. So all the presents are still wrapped for our daughters, and they look forward to coming down on Christmas morning and opening them. And that tradition is just something that in my mind is like the happiest that I can remember. I do have video, but it's just etched in my mind.
Yeah, no, it almost is like time stops for that little bit of that moment. You're not thinking about anything else. There's no problems. It really is a really special moment. It's a feeling I'll always remember too. What do you think that is one lesson that you're going to take with you into next year that you learned this year?
There's so many things that I not only try to learn in a year, but I try to learn every day. But I said, here's what I'll say for everybody, right? It's a lot easier to with your mind to have negativity. I would tell you the number one thing that I would bring into next year is one, trying to be positive every day, no matter what happens, and that's a challenge for everybody. But I think positivity in your mind will get things done and help you in life in general. But the biggest thing I'm hoping for in 2026, just for everybody, is there's so much hate going around. If we could just be kind to one another and try to understand one another more, and just try to help others. It's not that difficult. If just doing the smallest things, the smallest act of kindness for someone makes a difference in their life. And I think that we lose sight of it in the hustle and bustle. But I would say, I don't know if it's a lesson for me, but I just think a lesson for everybody. That's what I would say.
Yeah, no, I mean, people think it always has to be like monetary or something. Even just holding the door for somebody and just having that can make the world a difference. Like somebody's having a bad day, you feel like somebody's there for you. And so I don't think it's always what can I give you that's physical or material or anything else. It could just be a friendly shoulder, just to lean on.
I mean, it's a four-letter word.
Yeah, yeah,
care.
yeah. Care.
All you have to do is care.
Yeah, it really is.
It doesn't take money. It just
No,
care.
no, it's so true. And what's is that what you really hope everyone listening, what's one thing you hope that they can do for themselves this holiday season or take with them?
The true spirit of Christmas. Um, have love in your heart. Um, Embrace the spirit of being able to do something for somebody. Be kind. Be loving, and just thank God every day that you have what you have, because there's a lot of people that don't. Yeah, it's a crazy busy time of year, but before you know it, it'll be spent worrying about things that are irrelevant. The real things that matter is how much time you can spend with loved ones and friends. That's the important thing, because if you're so hung up on putting decorations up or running here or there, you lose that and you can't get it back, because it's another year, another Christmas that's gone by. For me, I try to do that. And look, I thought I did really well this year, but I do bake cookies every year, and I have to bake 5 different cookies tonight. So I'm going to be busy, but I'm definitely going to enjoy it. As a matter of fact, I'm leaving here to pick up our older daughter, Alex, from the airport, and her husband, Stanley. I have my daughter, Nicole. I'm just going to enjoy my family, and I wish that you all do. And I want to wish all of you the merriest of Christmases, most importantly, the healthiest of holidays, the happiest of holidays, and just try to have love in your hearts.
Yeah, and also for just thank you so much for this opportunity and doing all this, and really you really do pass the spirit around. So thank you for that. And
So
I know,
I want to thank you, and I want to thank Matt.
yeah,
You,
Maddie,
you two are responsible for this podcast. I'm really looking forward to 2026. You
should be
guys have
fun.
done a phenomenal job. All I do is come here and talk, which is easy for me. And I also want to, at this point in time, be able to thank and tell all of our team members how grateful I am for all of their hard work and loyalty this year. It doesn't go unnoticed at all. I am so blessed and appreciative. And most importantly, I want to thank my family, my beautiful wife, Michelle, my daughter, Alex, my daughter, Nicole, for all the love and support they give me, because they're my true inspiration. And they're the greatest gift that I've ever received in my entire life. So I could never do what I do without them. And unfortunately, I don't have my sidekick, Frankie. He's getting groomed for Christmas right
Frankie.
now. But
We'll do an episode with him.
we'll get him on the next episode.
We will.
So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, guys. Make sure you tune in, catch our end of the year episode. But other than that, be safe, be well, be merry, and thanks for watching Under the Hood.